Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away.
Some people say there's always a cycle in trends between every 20 or 30 years. This also applies to the music industry, from vinyl records in the 1930s to cassettes and CDs from the 60s, before the streaming services took over in modern times. But old formats are gradually making a comeback over the past decade, as people study and search for their physical pressings in their yesterday.
Inside one of the skyscrapers at the heart of Causeway Bay, there's this hidden gem which removes you from the hustle and bustle of the city. Every visit to this museum is just like a time travel experience, taking you back to the 1950s or 1960s as you learn about the history of the vinyl records and listen to what the owner says is the music's DNA. Hi, James. It's great to see you again.
You're welcome.
Wait, what is this music? It's
Favorite.
Mamma Mia. It's one of my favorites.
To understand why the vintage vinyl is making a notable comeback, we turn to James Town, owner of the Record Museum in Hong Kong, which opened 8 years ago. His 900 square foot space is now home to a collection of some 20,000 aging vinyl records, cassettes, and CDs, ranging from the Western sphere to local legacies, including some 700 master tapes.
So this is a master tape.
Yeah, this is a flagship of the era that introduced to the studio at 1970 by Swiss most famous brand studio. It's the A80. How it works is like a giant Walkman, all right? It's very big fun. You know, you can spin left and right, wide, very high speed. When I operate, I feel like a producer. You stop it, and then you can start to play back.
Okay. All right. So this is my very first time like holding a vinyl records. So this is la quoi? I can smell the like
painting. Yeah. The painting of 60 years ago. The smell is still here. Couldn't you believe it? Did this time travel also?
Yeah, definitely.
He must be holding this. I also hold this. So with the song he sang, and time and thing. And this is very special one. One side means basically can use for production. If two sides cannot make for production, so one side. And 12-inch, 78 RPM. I was so lucky that on an auction in America. So one of the auction from the Nat King Cole's family. The wife, Maria Cole, passed away 2014. I got a few hundred pieces of collection from Nat King Cole family. So this is one of her autograph, Maria Cole. You cannot just put it aside, nothing happened. It is culture.
While there's no comprehensive data for record sales in Hong Kong, a report released by the Recording Industry Association of America, or RIAA, suggested 41 million records were sold in the United States last year, amounting to $1.2 billion US. It was the first time vinyl records outperformed CDs in 35 years. The sales volume was also 45 times that from 2006, and extended the growth to a 16th consecutive year. The momentum remains strong, with sales up by 21% year-on-year in the first half of 2023.
Why do you think like the young people are now returning to the original medium of the musics? And why do you think we're seeing such a revival as well?
Since the introduction of the digital music media on the 1980s, early 80s, it has been about 30 years later, and people feel they are different. They are getting tired of the harsh and cold sound without life, without soul. And they think before the song they heard, it's not like that when they are kids. So they are searching for the feeling. Actually, listening to vintage music, especially, It's a kind of searching for feelings, like the vintage grandma recipe. So they don't need any fusion on it, okay? So they want to go back to this memory. That's why they want vinyl to come back. There's a new market.
For James, nothing is more important than sound quality. He believes that it's better preserved in older records, making them more cherished today. Referring to them as the Mona Lisa of music, James does not stop vinyls produced after 1993, as he believes older records were closer to the original score, without any enhancements, which he described as sound pollution.
Can you also tell us about the differences between the master tapes and now, the different kind of mediums that we're using and seeing or listening to now?
I'm so curious to pursue the ultimate sound. Then I've been thinking, is it on my vinyl? Is it on my CD? On my cassette? I start to draw on papers and on hundreds of papers, the sequencing of sound. So this is the finalized one, a master tape. How a record was born, it wasn't born right away. So it is a family tree that I built. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second generation is these guys. The records, open reel, 8-track, cassette, VHS. So we label it the son, direct from the mother. The mother, the son, great-grandson, great-great-grandson, maybe more great-grandson. No matter how good, your sons look like you more or your great-grandson look like you more. But someone will say, he's more handsome. We're not talking about handsome. We are talking about his mole still there, copy the daddy.
You mean the root?
Yeah.
With years of experience, James has summarized his own theory of sound quality, naming it the music's DNA. His conclusions are drawn from his vast collection and after listening to music produced and recorded in different formats.
From day one, 100% master tape, to records, to open reel VHS, down to the Blu-ray technology. If the same song, Blu-ray only can copy 5% of the quick print. But it's high tech. But we don't need high tech. We want a flavor.
And also speaking of the customers here, is there any age trend or features among them as well? Are they more younger generations or?
Of course, they're more younger. It's like 20 something. Even student, they join the game. Since I offer the free vinyl classes to the public, there are many youngsters come to learn. They're so smart that they heard the old vinyl sound, how it sounds, the new vinyl, how it sounds, the Japanese vinyl, how it sounds. They learn the tricks, how to play, from 9 years old to 90 years old. Everybody can learn it.
Who was your youngest customers?
I told you 1 month ago, a little boy from Beijing. It's unbelievable. He's 9 years old. He came with a father and a father's brother, and they both are not music lovers, and they love for Beatles. And then I thought I just take some cheaper sample as a practice. And he want to buy something really nice and stronger flavor. Then normal, even adult, will take the LP, first edition LP, the Beatles red vinyl LP, even the CEO, those richest collector will take this. No, he wanted 45. He was so little. My 45 on the very lower section, not many people dare to touch it. My own toys. He touched and touched. He saw the display. Hey Jude, let it be. He took 2. Wow, he said, side B, the Revolution sounds very good. He was only 9 years old. How he learned? His study is not about music. So even they both have enjoyed the class. He said, oh yes, it sounds warmer, the vintage vinyl, there are difference, but he's not on that field. The little boy was seriously, like a 50 years old experienced man. Wow.
Industry analysts say people born between 1997 and 2012, or the so-called Generation Z, are more likely to buy vinyls. New artists, both local and overseas, are also riding the wave of the vinyl renaissance by releasing their music on records. The pandemic in some ways also served as a catalyst for the surging demand. According to the RIAA report, there was a remarkable resurgence in vinyl sales in 2021 after a mute ending a year earlier due to COVID.
Did you see a major boost in sales during the pandemic? It seems that more people are, trying out new things. Were your business able to benefit from this pandemic as well?
During the pandemic, there's no tourists. We lost the tourist customers, but people also cannot travel. What they can do at home, buy a turntable and listen to music. So a little balance. Every year, Christmas, people will receive gift as a turntable, something like that. So they need software, they need records.
How much would a record, be the prices of them? Do you like
For my experience, the most expensive record I sold on one piece is 100,000 Hong Kong dollars.
For one piece? What is that piece?
It's a Haifaz, a classical performer, violinist from Russia. Haifaz, Beethoven violin concerto. It's not just an ordinary violin, it's a Japanese studio test present. It's only one of a kind in the world. So it sounds far better than the first edition, and so and so.
What was the price when you firstly bought that record?
You need to have a sharp eyes. If the price is too high, I will not pursue, because I cannot afford it to keep so high price and wait for another client. So I need to reach it within my budget and how much I love this piece of art. So I will pay for it and keep it. If nobody buy it, I have to prepare. I will listen it. I'll keep it forever.
For someone who wants to collect records as some sort of investments, how do they also increase the value of certain record?
Nobody wants to make money. They love music. There are lots of things to invest to make money. Why records? They must love it. It's their treasure to enjoy. Why I need to invest? So I want more. If I don't sell 10-20% of my collection, how can I generate and make it turning for more treasures? There's no choice. I cannot keep forever only buying. I need to share some of the treasure with the public.
While trading records is not a top priority for James, his main aim is to conserve this nostalgic treasure so people can connect with music's original form. Now with the borders open, will James take the opportunity to capitalize on a trend where more customers from the mainland and Southeast Asia are eager to hunt for treasures? We'll discuss more of his museum's operation and outlook right after the break.
That's how I clean the records daily. Using some distilled water, some special high quality cleaning cloth, get some distilled water, and rubbing on the same direction of the cloth.
Operating a record store like this in Hong Kong may not be an easy task, considering the high rent and limited space. But James, who was born in the 60s, managed to turn his passion for pursuing the true sound of music into a lifelong business. So how did he do that?
Among all of these, items surrounding you, why the records? What does it mean to you as well?
I was growing up with vinyl and cassette tapes since I was 8-9 years old. My family is huge, 11 members. There are 2 boys, my second brother and fourth brother, a guitarist and a drummer. Found a band on the early 70s. Every weekend they practice rock music. I was forced to listen, but I like it. Those rock stars, I can access their vinyl and cassette freely. When I was about 11 or 12, I used my pocket red puzzle money to start to buy my own thing outside, cassette tapes.
The hobby developed into a passion, and the teenager gradually enlarged his collection of cassettes and records to about 1,500 items. Later, with an investment of 50,000 Hong Kong dollars from his brother-in-law in 1987, he opened his first record store in Wan Chai at the age of 25. Business has expanded since then, and the shop relocated to Sogo Center in Causeway Bay in 1993, Times Square and IFC in the 2000s, before moving to its current location 8 years ago. At times, James has generated a turnover of millions of dollars. As for how he managed to source the vintage records, he said it was through years of treasure hunting in Sam Shui Po, as well as collaborations with some steady suppliers from overseas, notably Japan, which he said has the best quality of vintage vinyls, followed by the UK, US, and Germany.
The blessings from Japan are far better than other countries because they found a solution. At the end, they can pick up more notes from the mother tape than other countries. The Japanese are really ridiculous. How they do it, I don't really know. They will not disclose the secret. As Steve Jobs said, we don't copy, the Japanese don't copy, they reinvent it, uplift it to more rich, more enjoyable, so that they can sell higher price, they can survive.
You really have a wide range of collections, ranging from the Westerns, music, Japanese music, Hong Kong music. So are there any specific treasures?
Oh, this is my dream wall vinyl of frame. It's all the international superstar are right here, but it's top pressing in the world. Many of them, no one ever seen or heard it. For example, the Queen of Jazz, my favorite, Julie London. One of the kind. This is a 1964 Japanese first edition test pressing on unlimited red vinyl.
How much is it worth for now?
20K.
20K. And I saw this one, the Queen. I really like the Queen. And
Queen is really good. This is the 1975 Japanese first edition, and mint condition. So for the first edition, this is the King.
What else? I also see Michael Jackson here.
That's one of the best selling here, Michael Jackson, 1982, first edition, all certified, all the vinyl here. Here is a special, the Beatles Get Back rehearsal, 45 RPM, unpublished mono version, unpublished, one of the rehearsal one time. So you can hear John Lennon how he practiced with his guitar and his tune, totally different from the official version. It's very meaningful. He falls so deep into this song. So this is only on acetate, so never published. It's one of the kind in the world. It's a piece of heritage and culture, so I want people can hear it. For Chinese song, she's my favorite diva of Chinese pop, Teresa Tang.
Definitely,
This is one
many
of
people
her
love her.
final concert at the NHK Hall in Tokyo, 1985, because it's the best selling of the best.
Over the years, Cantopop made a valuable contribution to the business during the genre's golden age in the 80s and 90s. James says that Hong Kongers used to love Western music. Before singer and songwriter Sam Hui heralded a new era, unleashing Cantopop. That inspired other emerging local artists, such as Anita Mui and, of course, Leslie Chen, whose music is perhaps one of the most sought after.
For Cantopop, we will prefer to use the cassette tape that parallel released on the same year as a reference, top quality. As my theory said, if parallel release at the same time, the second generation, the cassette tape far better sound quality than the vinyl, especially Leslie Cheung's vinyl. The price like a seafood price, every day is different. So after we sold the last one, we are not going to take any more of Leslie Cheung vinyl. We focus on cassette tape. We have almost a complete series of Leslie Cheung cassette that many people never heard before in their lifetime.
As now, actually, when Hong Kong finally opened its borders, and actually more mainlanders are also coming to the city for traveling, would you be able to some sort of like capitalize this momentum as well? Because more mainlanders, they are also into those kind of cultural products.
Basically, before the border was open, we have a lot of collectors from China because they are social medias. It's worldwide actually. Some got to know me from YouTube, from Facebook. Before they come to Hong Kong, from Britain, from Brazil, from Australia, they said, I want to visit your museum. Can I come with my wife? We make a booking. There are so many like this. It's international, basically. I open the door for free listening. I'm happy. If they want to learn, that means my knowledge can be sustained. Will not be disappear forever.
People from around the world have visited the museum, and James has highlighted the location from where they came on a map. He also maintains a logbook for clients to leave their comments and suggestions. Most of them have expressed appreciation for what James has to offer and admired his collection. But for visitors from Canada, the name of this museum, Sam the Record Man, could cause some confusion.
Sam, the Record Man, there's another brand or chain in Canada and in some Western countries as well. How would you react to this aspect when people have some sort of like controversial views regarding the
The story was that when we created this record shop in 1987, it was I used 1,050 records, and my sister-in-law, he appreciated my work, so he invested $50,000 for me to open a record shop. He traveled around the world. He was a famous accountant, so he must know more than me. So he said, "You are Sam, then just use the name Sam the Record Man." I didn't know nothing about it, so he named it, not a name. So until 1 year later, a student from Toronto come back to me, "Hey, we have a Sam in Toronto." I said, and showed me the picture. "Oh, really? Same name." But we don't mean to copy them, but we have our way to introduce our music to the world. Yeah.
It is the same
It's the same name, different way of a business.
The Canadian chain of Sam the Record Man, which was in business for nearly half a century, closed down in early 2000 amid declining sales and competition from music going online. Hong Kong Records and HMV Retail, which once operated stores in the SER, also pulled down their shutters in 2018. James earlier turned down an acquisition offer for his business from HMV Retail in 2016, as he had other ideas.
What you are suggesting is quite against how the technology is advancing, right? And also it's also sort of against the mass market here when we are having the streaming music as well.
We are very niche.
Would you concerned about the future of such products or such preferences?
I don't worry about concern how I survive. I have no time to concern, no time to worry. From day one, I keep going. If I keep going each day I survive, I'm surviving. I keep going. Today I survive. Tomorrow I survive. A new learner, a new visitor, join my side. I survive. In 1 year, no one joined me. I start to worry. But so far, nothing happened like this. Frequently be a new joiner. They are all repeated customer. After 20 years, they still believe this is the best. And so many academics, so many professors on my side. There's no way to forget the vintage. Or final, same as there's no way to forget the grandma recipe of cooking. Impossible. It is the power of Hong Kong, soft power of Hong Kong, should tell the world we are here waiting for you to